And the contractors have all said it'll take 9 months to a year. This house could have been rebuilt if they would have accepted my claim.
But that claim was denied, and that woman's house is in Las Vegas, and it burned to the ground, and she lost everything inside. But there is more to that story.
And the woman got in touch with the 87 investigators because her insurance company, they won't give her a dime.
Our Kyle Payne met with the distraught homeowner and joins us now with an update. Kyle.
Denise, David, this started off as another story of someone who felt scammed by a solar company. But when we dug into it, the homeowner told us about her year-long fight with a major insurance company after her house burned down. Solar was the least of her problems. And you want to move into your house again?
You got that one right. I love my house, and I updated it, and it was really, really nice. And you can see the backyard was nice.
Even the backyard was nice at Judy Johnson's single-family home alongside the I-15 near Oakey and MLK until July 2023, when after living there just a few years...
What happened was the fire department said it appears that the fire started at the meter for the solar and went up the walls to the roof, and 70% of the house interior is gone.
Gone, but not forgotten. Not considering the war the 82-year-old Johnson is waging against her homeowner's insurance company, Liberty Mutual. At first, Johnson thought she had a problem with her solar system because you can see the black char all over the back wall of the house. But it didn't take long for her to realize her battle was with Liberty Mutual, who sent an inspector to try and determine the cause of the fire.
And he looked around in this area right here. He said, I found a cigarette butt. And he said, this is what caused the fire. I said, the fire started there, and a cigarette butt doesn't stay lit, and it's not going to get on top of the roof.
Right.
So I really have a problem with your analysis.
That analysis, though, was just the beginning of Johnson's problems with Liberty Mutual.
This is something that's definitely covered under every homeowner's policy, and definitely by the language of this policy.
Neil May is a public insurance adjuster, a third party who took on Johnson's case.
She definitely needs an advocate.
And began advocating for her when Liberty Mutual denied her claim. They won't pay to clean it up, won't pay to clean it out, won't pay to replace anything she lost inside, and won't pay to rebuild it, and won't change their mind.
The just resolution would be that they would cover this loss and that they would rebuild it to pre-loss condition.
But resolution is nowhere in sight, says the public adjuster, Johnson's advocate.
There should be an initial offer by the insurance company, usually within 30 days of the loss.
It has not been a good year.
And Johnson herself went from fighting people who work for Liberty Mutual to a legal battle, as Liberty Mutual hired an attorney to investigate Johnson's claim, and things got a lot worse.
They're actually calling it fraud.
Insurance fraud.
Yep.
Lying about the claim.
Correct.
But May and Johnson say it's not correct, and that it's not right the way the lawyer representing Liberty Mutual treated their customer.
I think she's being even more belligerent towards our client.
Is she getting nasty?
Definitely so.
In this examination under oath obtained by the 8 News Now investigators, Johnson, admitting she, quote, made a mistake filling out insurance paperwork. In this example, the age and value of a refrigerator she says was lost in the fire. The lawyer saying, quote, that's a lie. Johnson saying, quote, I did the best I could. The lawyer telling Johnson, quote, that's not doing the best you can. And a few pages later, warning Johnson her misrepresentation was, quote, potentially a felony. And that's just the conversation about the fridge.
Because this 82-year-old woman could not remember the color of her refrigerator, and she has a few, and where she bought it years ago, they're actually calling it fraud.
But the fridge fraud fiasco seems minor compared to the main reason Liberty Mutual canceled Judy Johnson's homeowner's policy. As the attorney puts it, in that examination of Johnson under oath, she was, quote, found to have been operating a business out of the property. The insurance company who determined Johnson's son, who has serious mental and physical disability, was running a motorcycle repair shop from inside this office here in the house. Johnson says she appealed. Question. And then the decision on the appeal was they still felt that a business was being operated out of your home, correct? Answer. Correct. Question. And 2 weeks later, the house catches fire? Answer. Correct. And the lawyer says, okay. And you don't think there's anything wrong with that? But the insurance company thought you were running a business out of here.
That's correct.
Which you weren't.
No, and I don't see how it could have been very profitable. We have no skills, we have no abilities. I don't know one bike from another.
But Johnson does know she has a fight on her hands with that lawyer who referred us to Liberty Mutual and with Liberty Mutual, who had no comment. Johnson says she hired a lawyer of her own to help her get her house back the way it was, which for Johnson would be a win.
The way that I look at it, I'm going to win.
One day. As it stands, Judy Johnson is still paying her mortgage, even though she can't live in that home. And ironically, that mortgage payment includes money for that very insurance policy at issue in this story, Denise.
So, Kyle, in this case, if the fire actually did start, let's say, by the solar panel, can she maybe sue the solar company?
Well, her lawyer is working on that angle as well. She inherited that solar system when she bought the house a few years ago, but now there are questions about whether it was ever even hooked up and whether that solar company shares any of the blame.
I have a feeling there's going to be a follow-up here.
I think so.
Thanks, Kyle.